What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today have a drawing of Rowan Atkinson, more famously known as Mr. Bean. I'm just drawing an image of Mr. Bean. For those who don't know who Mr. Bean is, either you're too young to remember or you just never pay attention to it, but Mr. Bean was a show in the early 90s, a British comedy show in the early 90s, based around a character named Mr. Bean. Now, Mr. Bean was a very eccentric fellow who didn't speak. That's the thing. This was a show based around this character, Mr. Bean, not saying a single word, but he would act out the emotions. He would, all in his facial expressions, and it was silent comedy. Actually, it was just silent comedy. And all he would do is he would go, throughout his day, he would just roll around London and do his, living his life. And throughout the day, he would encounter some kind of incident where it would be impeding on his progress of the day. So, for instance, there was one episode where he was in this little hotel-looking place, this hotel, I think, and he goes to put his stuff up in his room. And he goes back downstairs, I guess, to enjoy the sights, the scenery and stuff. And while he's trying to go downstairs, there's this old lady. Who is in his way. Now, this old lady is moving extremely slow. And Mr. Bean can't get around her. And the thing is, Mr. Bean will talk. He can talk, but he'll always say something. He'll make little small sounds and stuff. He say, "Hello, I'm Mr. Bean." That's how he would talk, but he will barely talk at all. But when he does talk, he'll say, "Hello, my name is Mr. Bean," stuff like that. So the lady is on the stairs, moving slower than molasses in January. He can't get around her, so he tries to push down, but she won't move. So he says, "You know what? I'm going to." He said, in his mind, he said, "I'm gonna try another way to get down. I'm gonna get downstairs a different way." So he goes back upstairs and he goes through a different doorway to take him to the stairs again. When he gets to the stairs, again, guess who's there? The lady. The same old lady. The same old lady is there again. So he's looking like, wait a minute. How did you get... Now keep in mind, as he's acting this, he's not saying anything. You know what he's thinking because of his facial expressions. All of his comedy is in his facial expressions. Okay, so when you get irritated, he gets irritated too, but he shows it. He'll show his irritation through his face. When he gets frustrated, because you go along with him. You'll go on the journey with him down these stairs to try to get to wherever you gotta get. And when he gets frustrated, you end up getting frustrated. You'll make the same facial expression as he does. And you'll make you make that same face. You try to tell somebody move, but you don't want to say. You don't be rude, so you just kind of you have your facial expression saying move. He'll do that too. And there was one. My favorite one actually is when I think he was making Thanksgiving. You think he was making Thanksgiving? I think that's what it was. Making Thanksgiving. Oh, keep in mind, he never got downstairs. If I'm mistaken about that show, he never got downstairs. Because everywhere he went, that lady was always there. Was always there. Every time he went somewhere, he'll go back upstairs, he'll go down another way. Didn't work. He'll take the elevator, go down the stairs. She's there too. So he never got past her. Then there was another one where he was making Thanksgiving and he was trying to stuff the turkey, but his behind ended up he ended up sticking his head in the turkey. I forgot how he did it or why he did it, but he ended up sticking his head in the turkey and got his head stuck in the turkey. And the whole episode is him trying to get out of this turkey head. And when you explain it, it sounds crazy, but like I said, all of the comedy is in it's physical comedy. It's a physical comedy show, and it's all in the facial expressions. The facial expressions, it's the exaggerated body gestures. Like I said, he barely speaks. Now, the other characters in the show, they speak. They speak just fine. He doesn't speak. He'll wave. He may say hello, like he may say that, but he rarely speaks. And for you to feel what he's feeling without him using a single word, and you feel like you want to do the same thing he's doing. Like if he gets mad, you get mad too. Or and I remember like my brother and I, my brother's 9 years older than me. The one thing we had in common for sure is that when Mr. Bean came on, we watched it. Like that's the one thing he and I enjoyed together was Mr. Bean. And then when they came out with a Mr. Bean movie, when the movie came out, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be crazy," because like, it should have been came out with a movie. The movie came out, it was okay. I guess I rather enjoyed the show. I guess because I grew up on the show. So, but I don't even know if they still show the series like on. You probably like go on BBC or something like that. I'm not even sure if they even show it anymore. I hope so. We'll find out if they still do. I know it's been canceled for quite some time. Like, it's been canceled for like since like '95. So I think 95. Or no, or probably a little later than that. Let me see. Hold yeah, it ended in '95, December of '95. Just looked it up. But for yeah, from 1990 to 1995, though that was hilarious. Like, and it's like his nose, like he has like these big bulging eyes that you can see all the expression on his face, which is just his eyes alone. You could just feel his expression. Excuse me. Excuse me. But yeah, I've always had a thing for British comedy. I guess it's because like they have their dry wit, and British comedians are known for physical comedy. They are known for the physical comedy. Some of the funniest comedians I've ever seen were physical comedians. Stephen Fry, Rowan Atkinson, I forgot his name, but the one who played House, because they all really came up together. Was it House, Mr. Bean, they all came up together. I remember seeing a documentary about British comedy and the role it played in the world of comedy. And I'm talking about how like during the 70s and 80s and 90s, how there was like this group of young this ambitious comedians making a lot of noise in London. And it was them. It was Stephen Fry. It was Rowan Atkinson, and I can't remember his name, but I'll call him House for the sake of argument. The guy who played House. Like they all came up together. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie. That's his name. Hugh Laurie. Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie, Rowan Atkinson. They all came up together and making a lot of noise in London during like the 80s and 90s, and they all got their shine. Rowan Atkinson got Mr. Bean. Um, Stephen Fry, he played Mycroft on the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr., but he's been doing it for longer than that. He's been in it for longer than that. Whew. And Hugh Laurie, who played House. The show House about the doctor with the cane and all that stuff. The very well known, highly intelligent doctor. But they all had different styles. Like my thing, I think Ron Atkinson was the more the physical comedy. That was his lane. He was this physical comedy to the nth degree. He was like a British Jim Carrey. Anybody know Jim Carrey in his earlier years? It's like a British Jim Carrey, Ron Atkinson, or a British what's his name? What's his name? I can't remember his name. But the one playing Three's Company. Yeah, I remember, but I wonder how many people even remember Mr. Bean. But I don't know if he. No, I don't think he. No, he didn't. Did, let's see. Oh, he was an electrical engineer. Oh, okay. Well, he is an electrical engineer. He's still alive. I thought he passed away. No. Yeah, black comedy satire. That's what, physical comedy, black comedy satire. That's when that's like satire is when you make. It's usually a politically based comedy where you make jokes about politicians, political the political climate of that time and stuff like that. Like Bill Maher and um, folks like Bill Maher, DL to a certain extent. They all have like what they do like satire where it's politically based. You're taking jabs at the political climate, but you're doing it in a funny way. So you make fun of a politician or ruling party, like things like that. Which begs me to ask the question: what if there was a young Ron Atkinson and a young Hugh Laurie and a young Stephen Fry in this day and age, stuff going on in this world? What would they be doing with this piece of material? There's a lot of material to go on now. With social media, you take those same comedians in their younger days and put them in this particular day and age. Shoot, ain't no telling what kind of work you'll come up with. I'm trying to concentrate right now, so I'm sorry to be quiet. Yes. Anything else I need to do? You do what you do. Excuse me. Burping everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Bean. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch you all later. Peace.